Welcome to the Concrete Genius Podcast. I'm your host, the Concrete Genius, Sauce Mackenzie, the one and only. It's so good to see this face today. It's so good to be here with y'all. Whoever listening to me, I appreciate y'all. It's the day before Labor Day. A beautiful Sunday. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me, and I appreciate it. God woke you up this morning. You're healthy. You done ate a couple of meals. You're feeling good. Give yourself a round of applause. I'm in a great mood, actually. It's been a great weekend. I just been chilling, motivated, got to relax, stretch out a little bit, started a new gig. So the work-life balance has been a little different. But I basically do the same thing, kick it, relax, clean up. Anytime I get to enjoy my family, I get to enjoy my family. I almost had an altercation. I almost had to I had to restrain myself from knocking a young man out. I was getting my groceries, I was at Meijers, I was minding my business. And just me, you know, I like going to the grocery store early so that way I can get the fresh stuff that they just put out. I like going in on the weekends, and I also like going to grocery stores in white communities because they give you the freshest fruit, the freshest vegetables, the grapes and stuff don't be molded. Um, they got delis, you know what I'm saying? Bakeries. They got great vegan options, avocados, zucchini, kale. They got everything you need when you go to a white store. You go to a black store, they don't got nothing but Takis, hot Cheetos, stuff that they consider, well, not even black, just poor. Just stuff that they consider poor food is gonna destroy your body. So anyway, I'm at this store and I always go to this store, it's a Meyer. And I always get my little vegan meals, either my Pamper Chef meals or my anything that's vegan, vegetarian that I could take to lunch, right? I always like to get my meals, and I'm very OCD about my boxes. I don't like my boxes smashed up. The way I stack my things on a conveyor belt is exactly how I want them, right? And most of the time, people respect that. You know what I'm saying? But for some reason, I was cursed to have this asshole named Brennan. Just regular, dusty ass white kid, curly hair, dirty hair, bad acting. And I started not to go to him because usually I'm an energy person, but I was kind of on the move. I had a cart full of stuff. I was trying to go. And so I see the look in his eyes. He strikes me as somebody that probably uses the N-word when he plays Call of Duty online, but he can't say it in public. But that's here nor there. You got a job to do, buddy. And I was waiting on him to do his job. In the meanwhile, I see my boxes. He's not showing my boxes the type of attention that I want, that I desire. My boxes need attention. I don't like you just throwing my boxes around, slamming my shit, my grapes into my fruit, into my salad dressing, into everything. I don't get down like that, Brandon. So I didn't appreciate that. And I told this dude, man, I said, hey, I don't like my boxes smashed, dog. He kind of took it, maybe he grew up in a house. He reminds me of a poor racist. Poor racist is worse than a rich racist. Because a poor racist, let me tell the story first, and then we'll get back to a poor racist. So he's smashing my boxes. My box get a little bend on the corner, so I'm upset now. I'm like, hey man, I done told you I don't want my boxes smashed, right? So then he starts shaking. I said, oh, this motherfucker scared. That's how I know he be saying nigga online. So he's trying to put my salad in the bag. He drops my salad. I say, you know what? You an idiot. He like, what I do? I said, no, just stop right there. Cause I'm finna get pissed off. And I will choke your ass in this white community. I'm not one of them dudes who just talk shit and just act ignorant around black people. I act ignorant around ignorance. So I'm very Brown versus Board education, affirmative action about my display and the ignorance. I don't give a fuck where I am. White, black, Mexican. If you fuck with me, you gonna see me act the ass. Just like around black people, I'm civilized. If they civilized. White people, if they civilized, I'm civilized. But if you want to act stupid and you want to try me, I'm the wrong dude to think I ain't gonna smack shit out of you in Hillbilly County. I don't give a fuck where I'm at. So I said, get your dumb ass off the registry immediately. Stop right now. I said, man, I don't give a fuck about none of that, bro. Go get a manager. Went and got a manager. She kind of made it right. She sent the little runner to go get my proper stuff, replace my boxes, my little sesame seed noodles, vegan Asian noodles, and the like, and other things I like to eat. Brennan, I'm 50 years old, man. 10 years ago, I might not have had the discipline to stop from slapping the shit out of you. I had to fold my arms to stop myself from snatching you up and slamming your head into the register. Because I don't tolerate disrespect. I give out respect to all because I know my temper is off. You know what I'm saying? I know some days I wake up on a cycle where I want to fuck something up. So I'm always polite to people. I'm always respectful to niggas. And this motherfucker Brennan, man, I swear to God, he had me. I said, get your dumb ass on, bro. So the lady exchanged all my boxes, gave us a discount, gave me a discount on what I was buying. And I calmed down eventually. But I just had a podcast the other day about let shit go, how bad my temper is. And lo and behold, you got this dusty ass, confused ass, fucking school shooter looking motherfucker pissing me off, man. And I know what it is, man. You know, my masculinity, my blackness, my boldness, it's a percentage of the white population that's gonna offend. Usually the dusty kind, like, you know, I don't understand how you dusty and you white. I ain't trying to be funny, but you done had a 400-year head start, bro. How you ain't got nothing and you white? Your ancestors been full of shit forever. You got some sorry ass genes. When you white, you supposed to be a Rockefeller and shit. You supposed to own Comcast cable or some shit. Infinity, the Redskins or the Commanders. You supposed to own an NFL team or something, bro. How the fuck are you white and poor? You come from a lineage of dumbass hillbillies. You know what I'm saying? And they still trying to give you advantage because some poor white trailer parks like in Brownsboro, they got a trailer park and you still get to get a 5-star education. It's nowhere in America that you can be black and poor outside of certain predominantly black cities and get a good education. Like when I was growing up in Gary, Indiana, you could get a good education because the black people there cared. We looked out for each other, but it's nowhere in America that you can be poor and black and get a good education. And here you are, Zionsville. Your family done had 12 generations to get some money, man. And I'm not talking about people who don't have nothing, but what I'm saying is to be racist and poor, you at the bottom of the totem pole. Because even the rich racists don't even respect you. But I digress. But it all started because I just wanted to get some shit from Meijers. And I ain't got no beef with Myers. They called me. We worked it out. They know my platform is huge. So I don't got no beef with Myers. I just had beef with fucking Brennan. What kind of name is that anyway? They named you like you was gonna have some shit. You know? And then later that day, right? And I got a whole list of things I'm gonna talk about, but that's the beauty of me. I freestyle, right? I went to get some food and we asked the young black lady for a drink carry. And she turned her nose up. And so I had a thought to my head. I'm like, what pisses me off more? Is it racism or black people who see you and they automatically turn their nose up at you? I think the black people that turn their nose up at you because you're doing well or you got a certain confidence. Excuse me. I think black people who turn their nose up at niggas piss me off more than racists. Cause unless you a cop, a judge, you know, even if you a bank, like unless you like a racist really ain't got no control over you. You know what I'm saying? Like you just gotta move around and have a talent that can't be controlled. And then just be able to stand up for yourself. If you stand up for yourself, most racists ain't gonna fuck with you anyway. And then if they do, you look at them pitifully, like because all smart white people respect intelligence and money. So the ones that don't, you already know they excluded from the club. Now you got a high 1% club of racist motherfuckers. Them niggas billionaires. And even some of them probably less racist than the poor white trash. So racism is a problem. It's structural and it's a plan. But the reason it's a problem is because of the black people who hate other black people. So I think, because you can pull up in a nice car, right? And a nigga will see you, and it ain't never street niggas though. Like you can pull up in a nice car and a street nigga be like, man, that's nice, bro. Good shit. Man, I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? It's always dudes who thought they were supposed to be better. You know, it's always the borderline nerds that turn their nose up at other black people. And I think that pissed me off worse. But enough of that. Did y'all see prime time yesterday? Deion Sanders, TCU, Colorado. Colorado kicked ass, man. You got to believe in prime. 510 yards for his son. 4 TDs, 80% completion. No interceptions. Travis Hunter, 119 snaps? Man, that's amazing. And you know, Deion went to the press conference, wasn't going to be humble. It's Deion, man, you talking prime time. We talking the same dude that threw water on Tim McGyver, whatever his name is, for talking shit about him. And this was in the 90s. When niggas was scared to say they like Spike Lee movies. Like, this was in the 90s, most athletes weren't doing nothing. He dumped ice on a white man head in Georgia. Deion always been about that action. Always been one of my favorite athletes. Just the fact that he had the audacity to catch a helicopter from a football game to the Super Bowl to the World Series. Played in the World Series, played in the Super Bowl. Coached at Jackson State, got Jackson State popping. Wasn't none left for him to do at Jackson State. He turned it out. Went to Colorado. Everybody doubted him. He got rid of all the kids that couldn't play. Brought in all new kids. And voila. That boy was 18-point underdog. Smacked their ass. And he went to the press conference like, Pop, what you expect is prime time? Bro, any motherfucker born 70s, late 60s, is gonna be popping that shit, bro. Like we got a different type of militancy about us. 80s and 90s babies, they grew up with their white friends letting their white friends and other races say the N-word. Us 70s, late 60s babies, 70s babies, we gonna remember everything you said about us. Deion went in there. He asked Ed Werder, do you believe now? I seen that shit you wrote, Ed. Do you believe? Ed tried to play stupid. Believe in what? What did I say? You don't believe, keep it pushing. Now I watch the narrative, Deion too cocky. Deion to this, Deion to this. Y'all never get that narrative to Bill Belichick. Let that man do his thing, man. That's greatness personified, Prime. And I'm rooting for you, man. The world is rooting for you. Even a lot of these Negroes that called you a sellout for leaving Jackson State, they root for you. And speaking of prime time, we got to admit, right? It is a similarity between his coaching ability and my basketball coaching ability. Because I'm the greatest. I'm the only person that everything I've ever touched turned to gold. But yet, I still see they hired more dudes, just average dudes with no personality, no style. The kid on the team just ain't got the ability to fucking win a sack race, and they could be the only person in the race. It's just flavorless, swaggerless. And they keep hiring these dudes. And then you see somebody like me, everywhere I go, boom, I make it happen. Boom, I make it happen. And I'm just brash and I'm confident. And I'm going to tell you how good I am through this whole journey of my life. I'm never going to wait on somebody to tell you how good I am. My resume speaks for itself. Everybody got the hype. They got the necessary cheerleaders and the friendship. Ain't none of these dudes putting on by themselves, grown man style like Coach John. And that's why I relate to people like Prime Time, Deion Sanders, Bobby Brown, Ice Cube, that type of shit. You know what I mean? Just determination. Like, I am the best by far. And I do appreciate the people who've given me an outlet to show what I got. You know what I'm saying? The Warren Central staff. Those guys. The Lawrence Central staff, Lawrence Central Athletic Department, they gave me a crack last year. On the girls' side and in the athletic department. And like the principal and all of them, I don't got no beef with none of them. They gave me a chance. I showed out, and I left. It's just like when Deion went from the 49ers to Cowboys, 49ers, Ravens. That's what I do. I'm going to come for 1 year, and I'm going to make an impact. Because I'm the type of person, unless I'm in charge, I ain't going to lie, it's pretty much hard for me to stay around for more than 1 year. Because all the kids going to love me. I'm innovative. And then there's going to be some contradictions about what I want to do and what you want to do. So it's very hard for me to stick around more than 1 year. But I just want, Prime Time, what he's done in Colorado is amazing. They was nobodies. They ain't been good since Rashawn Salam. And what's my man name? What's the nigga name? Cordell Stewart. And the receiver that got beat, I can't think of the receiver name. Westbrook. That went to Washington, dude got snuck. Dude snuck him. Or he snuck somebody or something. That probably was in the 90s. That's how long it's been since they've been good in football, bro. And I think they was in the Big 8 then or the Big 12 or something. With Oklahoma and shit. Like, so that shows you how far away, how long ago it is since they've been relevant in football. Prime Time changed that shit. 1 year, bro. It's like the dice. 1 year. He switched it up. So I'm obviously rooting for Colorado. Everything Colorado, everything Deion. I'm rooting for it. Just like I'm rooting for me. And my question is, how can you love Deion Sanders and not love John Loudon? It's all the same braggadocio. It's all the same confidence. It's all the same ability to never be stopped in the face of adversity. But see, you see me doing it, and I do it as a one-man band, and I do it better than organizations with 50, 80, 100 people. So it's hard for you to acknowledge my greatness unless you have a lot of self-pride and self-respect in yourself. And you gotta think probably only 1 out of 12 dudes is really natural leaders. So that's, if you took 100 people, it's probably 7 leaders out of 100. And that's the ratio of people that give me my propers. And that's fine. Because I'd rather be a leader than a follower. I'd rather be proactive than waiting around somebody give me something, somebody do something. So that parallel between prime time and my mission is right there. I put people on. All my coaches eat well. All my coaches are bosses. Like, I would never want to coach that's my assistant or that's in my program for 5 years. If I got a coach that's in my program 5 years, I fail him. Did you hear that shit? If you in my program, and I ain't speaking for nobody else, and I ain't dissing nobody. Everybody think I'm dissing. I don't diss you when I speak about what's good for me. But if you in my program for 5 years coaching, I failed you. After 3 years, either you should have been and started your own thing, went to another organization running that, or just be a head coach somewhere, or be off in the wilderness doing some other shit. Like, great minds are impulsive. We do things in a 2-3 year span and we move on. That's why a lot of my coaches, they off in Chicago or the Maldives or something with their women. They chilling. You know what I'm saying? Like, we think fast, we move fast. Like, I would never want nobody to be like, man, I've been coaching for Coach John 12 years. Man, what that say about not just you, but me? Shit. I mean, think I don't want yeah. I don't want nobody on no motherfucking goddamn don't live in contract, bro. No slave contract, bro. Like, nah, man. Like, coach for me a year, 2 years. Get the fuck on, bro. You coach for me 6 months and bounce. I don't care. Cause I'm still gonna give you all the plugs, all the contacts you need. Me holding information from you is not gonna make me shine brighter, and it's not gonna make you shine less. And that's the problem with this shit. That's the problem with Indiana, for real. A lot of niggas think they shine is stopped by somebody else. Can't no nigga stop my shine, bro. What the fuck? I don't care if you root for me or against me. Now, you might make me have to take some different avenues, you know, like the Pike niggas or like the niggas who sabotage me, try to sabotage me. But once I beat the sabotage and I'm living large, what does that say about my greatness? You know, y'all see the shit, man. It's fly shit only, bro. Shit, I almost checked out in this shirt one time. I ain't gonna even lie, but I started over. Like a record, you know? I gotta get back to Las Vegas too. I need some sunshine, some D3 in my life. I know the skin looking good, bro. I be taking my vitamins and shit. I tell you what vitamins you take. You can hit me up on concretegeniusmedia.com. Email me at concretegeniuspodcast@gmail.com. Follow me on social media at Sauce Mackenzie, SAUC_Mackenzie. That's Instagram and Twitter. Follow me on Instagram, Concrete Genius Pod, TikTok, Concrete Genius Pod, Twitter, Concrete Genius 6, YouTube, Concrete Genius Pod. All those places you can follow me, you can find me, man. I'm everywhere like air, nigga. Speaking of air, right? Speaking of air, right? How do niggas keep drowning in Lake Lanier, man? Hold on. What's up, honey?
When I pull up, do you want to start doing our names like I said in our things or not?
I'll record. Give me like 15 minutes. All right. Yeah, so like, speaking of air, right? How the fuck do niggas keep drowning in Lake Lanier? You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, for real, man. Like, for those that don't know, right? Lake Lanier used to be a town called Oscarville, Georgia. That's Oscar, like Oscar Mayer, Oscar Ville, Ville, Oscarville, Georgia. In this town, Oscarville, there was a thriving black community in Forsyth County. That's Forsyth County, Georgia. That's north of Atlanta. That's the same county Oprah went to, and they ran her out of there back in the 80s. You can Google that. Oscarville was a thriving black community in north central Georgia, right? One day, a white woman got raped. Nobody knew who raped this woman. But since a white woman got raped in 1912, a black man had to pay. So these goon riders, these cowards who would come out at night, terrorize black people, terrorized these black people and ran all the residents out of Oscarville. I think it was 5,000, 5 to 12,000, somewhere up in there. Sorry about the inaccuracy of the numbers. But they ran them all out, and they ran them towards the Chattahoochee River. And the ones that couldn't swim across the Chattahoochee River drowned. And they abandoned, they cleared out the whole town. Because they didn't really want no blacks in Forsyth County anyway. They wanted all the blacks had to run to Gainesville, Georgia. Right? Now, in this town, you had cemeteries, you had banks, you had homes. People had to leave all these things. A lot of people died, got murdered in that town. In 1956, they commissioned Lake Lanier and turned it into a lake, and that lake encompasses that town. Now, people drown in this lake all the time. The spirit of black people is not to be fucked with. It's like hurricanes. People will die at this lake forever, and they're going to keep trying to go forever. When in reality is y'all need to be looking for reparations for the people of Oscarville, Georgia, taking care of them, giving them a percentage of Lake Lanier, all the proceeds, profits, any profits made, and then maybe, just maybe, they'll stall y'all out. Just maybe. So that right there is a quick synopsis of the history of Lake Lanier. And last but not least, right, speaking about the spirit of black people, right, Pike Township lost 62 to nothing. You know, I gave a lot to them folks, you know, sacrifice, community hours, develop hundreds and hundreds of kids better than anybody that's done it. Because they obviously ain't won a sectional since my child left. But I digress. And them folks really did me dirty. ADs, some of the people there. But I don't get mad about it. I pray on it. But I got powerful ancestors, man. And that shit is going to forever, ever have a spell on it. Not to mention the way they done me wrong. But several people that had to sit out and deal with the transfers and deal with the politics of that place. And it's forever going to be cursed. It's either going to be some type of shit where a teacher fucking around with a student, inadequate sports, some kind of scandal. It's always going to be some bad luck associated with that program because they've done too much wrong to too many people. And karma's a motherfucker, man. You know, sometimes I used to feel bad for them kids, but I don't feel bad for nobody. Everybody want to have these think pieces about what's wrong. And no, man, the corporate is in the athletic department and the incompetence of the athletic department. See, the scam is this right here. Black kids can be bad in sports. These coaches still gonna make six figures. Nobody cares. Kids who are potential stars get no development. Nobody cares. The advancements and the technologies in schools like Brownsburg Cathedral, Center Grove are so 30, 40, 50 years ahead. So the select top black athletes will always go to these schools. And then the rest have to go to schools, play football at a school like Pike. I used to root for him. I used to wish him the best. But then it just showed me like, I don't hate him, but I just know that the power of prayer works. And what they done to me, I wouldn't wish on my enemies. You know, he lied on my athletic to transfer. See, he don't know I got that. If I had time, I would show it to y'all. Maybe one day. But I try to bury it in the memories. But he lied on my transfer, blocked it. You know, put a lot of slander and dirt on my name. You know, and a lot of the black people who support that school knew I was getting done wrong, but was too spineless to ever stand up for me. So now everybody got to suffer. I told you about the ancestors of black people. Treat me wrong, I ain't even got to touch you. All I got to do is pray on it. And it's going to come down and hit you hard. You know, tomorrow I'm going to motivate y'all because it's going to be Motivation Monday. I'm going to tell y'all 5 qualities to look for in a good woman. That'll be tomorrow's pod. Because it's Labor Day and I got time. I want you to enjoy this FSU game, LSU. I'm going to enjoy it. FanDuel whooped my ass yesterday. I'm not happy about that, but we'll be back. You know what I mean? You know how y'all forget that black preacher who sleep with one of the congregation and he cries, I didn't mean to do it, I didn't mean to do it. Now they gotta forgive me. You know, black people gonna really have to separate ourselves from who for us and who against us. And I'm not talking about other races. I'm talking about us. Cause like hustlers are born, not made. My mom was a hustler. My dad was a hustler. I only dated hustlers. We here to stay. So I don't care what society told you should be in the pecking order. If you don't have a hustle in you, your degree means nothing. Who you pledge with means nothing. Who you know means nothing. None of that means nothing when a real boss walks in the room. And that used to be okay. You know, street hustlers and the bosses, we used to have our own lane. Squares had their own lane. You know, regular dudes had their own lane. Now everybody wanna adapt the boss aesthetic, talk big money shit, big drug shit. So now it's a lot of confusion amongst the community. But don't be confused. Be focused. Any man that's been through some things is going to always try to lead you on a path of righteousness. Any man that don't have self-respect or really just faking about his position and what he's been through, he's going to try to lead you on a path of self-destruction. If you can remember that forever, you'll be good. I hope God walks with you. Have a great evening. Take care of your family. Stay motivated. Write down your plans when you're laying in the bed instead of scrolling on Instagram. Write down what you're going to do tomorrow. That'll help you do it tomorrow if God wakes you up for them tomorrow. Peace. We out. I'm the Honorable Sauce Mackenzie, man. Lover of all, teacher of many. Have a good one. Peace. We out.